This is our beautiful bike. My darling husband,
That's me.
has been on it.
You don't need to hang on me
many
too long.
times.
The bike's even more nice.
Oh, is the bike nicer? Okay. Here we go. So for me, it's going to be the first time. So we'll keep you updated. Ciao.
Good morning, everyone. Here we are on Saturday, the 27th of May 2023, and we're going on our maiden voyage on our Suzuki Intruder, and we've aptly named her Miss Daisy, and I'll tell you about that some other time, why we've called it Miss Daisy if somebody's interested. But this is it, our maiden voyage. We're going to tour around Holland and from north to south and see what we find. It's only 3 days, but I think that's great for the first time out. So we'll let you know how it goes, take some photos along the way, some films, and exciting. So here we go. Hey, we've been riding for about a half an hour. We've just come from home and we're now by Lelystad. We've just come over the Markenmeer dike between Markenmeer and the Azelmeer. And we're standing in front of the sluice gates by Lelystad. There's a communications car for everybody at sea. We're just having a little break just to check everything's still tied on before we go further, because you don't want to lose your gear on the way. Here is a huge excavator, which they're actually using to excavate sand, and they're going to be putting that in the middle of the Markenmeer, and they're creating new land for birds and animals for breeding season. So, as the Dutch do, they create new things from nothing. Yeah, it's a bird sanctuary. And so far everything's stayed nice and tight, so we're going to carry on. Oh, she's tight. Oh, look, she's tight, she said in my earphone, which you can't hear. And we're going to carry on. And we've got the most beautiful weather. Just how you want to start a trip. So, anyways, we'll let you know how it goes further. See you later. Ciao. So we just arrived at a really beautiful spot, and my wife only makes it better, obviously. And it's actually in the middle of a natural forest. And here it's called the Gesteentetuin, it's the Boulder Garden, and it's actually an entire garden that is dedicated to the Ice Age, when the glaciers were coming down this way and dropping all their debris on the ground here in Holland. There's a few other places in Holland as well that are also dedicated to that, and there's a whole area which is called she's telling me where I'm going to go. Another place in Holland that's called the Heuvelrug, the Utrechtse Heuvelrug, which is the hill back range in Utrecht, and that's where also was formed by the glaciers as well. All around this area here they've got glacial boulders lying around, and we're just going to go and investigate and see what it's all about here. Yeah, there's a lovely board. It's called about the Zwerfstenen. That's the wandering stones that were carried by the glaciers and dumped in this area a couple of million years ago. Really interesting. Unfortunately, the museum, which explains it all, is closed today because it's a public holiday. But well, that happens when you're traveling. You can't see everything. So anyway, we're going to take a walk around and see what this is all about. This place is so relaxing, and it's in the middle of a forest. Can you hear the birds? I don't know if this phone's going to pick it up. Aphid. There must be 50, 60 birds all chirping away at the same time. Beautiful. Hello there, we have arrived at our destination for today at a camping place called Het Ommetje. It's nearby Baren and Barneveld, and it's a super little camping with a very small road next door to us, so we're hoping for a very restful night tonight. And we've unpacked our gear and we've put up our new MSR Elixir tent, and they said it would take 5 minutes to put it up, and literally we had this tent up in 5 minutes first time. So we're really happy with that, and we're allowed to put our motorbike next to the tent, which is also a really plus point. And we're now packing everything out and making Daisy ready for the next little trip to her birthday party tonight with some friends of ours. So, did I say lichter? I did, eh?
You said what?
I said lichter, lighter.
Lighter?
Yeah, I'm using my Nedergals.
Oh, you're speaking negative.
Nedergals, yeah. My Dutch and my English in one sentence. We call it Nedergals. So anyway, there we are. There's our little camping for tonight. A really nice little place, nice little. And the gentleman who let us stay here very last minute because everything was full, and then he told us that he's got a place, of course, come around. So he brought us 2 couch chairs, garden chairs to sit in so we can sit nicely. And he laid on some electricity for us so that we've got some electricity to charge up our electrical gear tonight. So really hospitable farmer. I suppose this is his field, one of his fields that he's... So yeah, if anybody's touring, this is a fantastic place in the middle of Holland, in the middle of the Netherlands, sorry, not Holland, where you can just stop over for a night. No, we'll let you know. It's just a little video about the kit that we bought for this camping that we're going to be doing. We bought an MSR Elixir 3-man tent, not a 2-man tent, because that thing folds down so small. I put it in one of the pannier bags on the motorbike, and it just slotted right in there at the bottom, taking up no space at all in the pannier. And then we went out and we got a C2 Summit blow-up head cushion. That was 70 odd euro. It was quite expensive, but I think it's going to let us have a good night's sleep. The tent was 480 euro, also not too extreme. And then we bought these Lucerne XL sleeping bags, which has this little flap at the top where you can put your head on like that, but inside it has a strip around, so you can actually close this up further to keep the heater in the sleeping bag. And these are good to a maximum of -5, and the comfort zone is comfort zone is 5 degrees, and the limit is -5. It cuts down to that size, so our bag on the back of the bike actually was almost full with the sleeping bags, but I think that will do us good in the colder countries. And plus you can actually zip them together and make one big sleeping bag, so if you're going to a fantastic idea. And we got this little tiny lamp. It's a Rubitech lamp. What's cool about this thing is it's got the USB charging, plus it's got solar panel. It's got a lamp at the bottom with 2 different settings, and it also has a mosquito coil. Don't know how effective that's going to be, but we'll see when we've got some mosquitoes. And that's pretty much the gear we've got that we're going to be sleeping on, except for our human comfort blow-up mattresses. You blow it up manually with the pump or with the mouth, and it's got a little tiny section in the corner that in the middle of the night, if it starts to go a little bit soft and you want to pump it up, you can just open up the valve and give it a pump and it'll go hard again. Now, we tested this out in the shop, and due to the fact that all the panels go widthwise and not in the length, when you lean on it, you actually don't put your elbow down to the floor or your shoulder or whatever. So that's the reason why we chose these ones. And these were, do you remember how much they were?
No, I
Can't remember offhand how much they were, but probably well worth the while, didn't it, I think. Yeah, so anyway, that was the kit for camping out in the wild. Good morning. Good morning. Day 2 of our little trip around the Netherlands, and we've just woken up in Het Ommetje near Barneveld, and it was a gorgeous night sleeping on the farm. And it was definitely a farmer's area with animals. You could hear animals, you could hear farm machinery. Until about 8:30 at night, we had scramblers, which wasn't so bad. I mean, we like motorbikes, but scramblers flying by and doing their thing in the farm fields. And we've woken up to this glorious blue sky and sun. Nothing wrong with that. Nobody complains, and we're excited for today. And the farmer himself. It was really nice. We had our own little place. We were the only tent here, and for a night sleeping with electricity and garden furniture, and most important, we only paid €16.50. And good morning, everybody. We've just left our camping site. I don't know if they can hear you through my headset, but
I'm just saying good morning.
okay. Yvonne says good morning if you didn't hear that. And we came along a lovely patch of flowers, which happen to be daisies. And as soon as our motorbike's name is Miss Daisy, we thought it would be quite appropriate to give her namesake a bit of a film and a photograph, just so she feels at home. And now I'm going to tell you why she's called Miss Daisy. Before this, I had a Kawasaki Vulcan 650 with a fastest motor in, and it was pretty awesome bike. Pretty fast. If you give it a bit of gas, that thing will take off. You can throw it through corners, and also it was a cruiser. So anyway, I had him for about a year, and his name was Toothless, because as in the video and the cartoon, Toothless was very sweet, but if you pissed him off, he had a bite. And that's why I called the Vulcan Toothless. Then a couple of weeks ago, I jumped onto this one, took it for a 15-minute drive, and I was like, hell man, this is like driving Miss Daisy. It used to roll into the corners. You couldn't really throw it into a corner. It would roll into the corners and just roll faster. She's an old girl. She's from 2005. The previous owner put 1,700 kilometers on the clock and then never drove it again. And I just by accident walked into the showroom, and I was talking about to the salesman, actually the owner of the company, by Nieuwe in Zwartbeek Oost, just talking about the Versys, and we were up Versys motor, and we were planning to go travel with it. And he said, well, what about this? And I thought, that's a bit too much for me. And he told me about the bike, and I decided there and then I was going to buy it. Took it for a 15-minute drive and said, sold. So that's the reason why this intruder is called Miss Daisy. And now you guys know why as well. So we're going to take Miss Daisy out into the Dutch outback. As far outback as you can get in Holland. And let her enjoy the roads with my lovely wife, Yvonne. There she is, looking forward to it, and into this lovely area along the canals and the sluices, and we're going to zip into Germany and then go up to north to our good friend Tanya Holmes and have some lunch with her, and then it's a quick trip home. But we'll take some photos along the way and let you know how it goes. Have a good day. Bye. Say bye, everybody.
Yeah, hello.
How's it, happy campers and travelers? We have left Barneveld this morning, and we have taken a route that took us on the back roads around Deventer and on through to Germany to a place called Itterbeek. It's just over the border, Was a super trip. I mean, through lovely surroundings and forests, and we saw all sorts of birds flying around. It was really, really nice. And we've come back into Holland, and we've come to a place called Camping Pringe in Den Velden. And it's a nice camping. I'll turn the camera around and let you all about. It's a nice little camping with a swimming pool. At the moment I wouldn't use it. It looks more like a green pond where you could go catching some frogs. But maybe that'll change for the summer. For the rest, it's a brilliant little camping ground. And we came with our motorbike, the first travelers of the day. And really nice guy again on his little electric scooter. There's my wife, lovely Bonnie. And he gave us this camping. Put up our tent in a nice corner. It's actually on the ground from some people who have a static caravan here, but they're not here. And the wind today is, I think wind force 5 or so. And here in the corner, we've got wind force 0, nothing. So I think we've got about the best place in the whole thing. And we've just had dinner, and we've also got a nice little parking spot for our motorbike, Miss Daisy. Still haven't told everybody why we call her Miss Daisy, but that will come. And we've been laid on with our own running water, dustbin, and our own little room. It's quite rustic, but toilet and docking station where we can charge up our electrical apparatus for tomorrow. So we are super happy. We're getting a good night's sleep again. I think today we only did, how, Yvonne? 400 kilometers? No, 400 kilometers. So, but that was enough for day 2 of doing our travels. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. So, see you later. I don't know if you can hear this. We have a bird that sits outside our window when we're sleeping at home in the morning at like 4 in the morning when the sun comes up, or 4:30, and he goes and chirps like at the top of his lungs. He followed us here. He's right outside this tent doing exactly what he did. Freaking 120 kilometers here further up, and he's going to stay there until the sun goes down completely and make my life a nightmare.
It's 10:15.
I don't care. He's awake and I want to sleep.
He's singing lullabies. It's a lullaby, listen.
No, he's going to think it's a mating call now. Damn it.
He's saying, sleep, baby, sleep.
He must go to sleep. So,
good night.
Good night. Good night, Birdie. It worked. He went further away. Okay, now, bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Hey! Alison! We're now nearly home, but we're actually now on the Afsluitdijk, a big dike between the sea and the Hazelmere that keeps the North Sea out of Holland. And as you can see here, this is where they have a massive windmill park to generate electricity for part of Holland. Obviously, it's not for everybody. And they've been busy. Normally there's a nice place where you can stop here, but they're busy strengthening the dike. If you turn a little bit to the left, you can actually see there.
Going through the windmill park.
They're strengthening strengthening the dike and making it higher, because obviously global warming, the polar ice caps are melting, and this dike has to get bigger. So they're widening it, they're strengthening it for those North Sea storms that are going to come and mess it all up, try to mess it up. But it's a major undertaking, and they're going to be busy for a number of years still. But it's pretty impressive to see. If you've never been to Holland before, it's actually quite impressive to see. I still find it exciting to come and have a look at, see how far they are, what they're doing. But the wind is howling today. We've had a crosswind for the last 150 kilometers, 200 kilometers, and my shoulders are killing me from holding onto the bike. Just trying to relax my shoulders continuously. But still an awesome trip. We haven't really been able to do much filming or seeing much because I've just been fighting the wind, cranking the bike over, keeping it over so we don't fall over. But we're nearly home. The 3 days is nearly over. I'm happy to be going home, and I'm sorry that it's over. First trip, I think we've had looking forward to the next one. We've got ideas already where we're going to take some longer trips. So maybe some better gear, some better filming gear. That would be nice. We could take some more videos, and the young ones will be back on Miss Daisy, having some fun. So it's a goodbye from me, see you next time, and it's a goodbye from Yvonne. Ciao. I want to get out of Holland. Let me out. Okay, that's enough of that.